Hello lovelies! Here is part 2 of my African wild dog customs. On screen are my designs. Feel free to pause them to look at them longer if you want. The sculpting was all done in part 1 and will be linked at the end of the video, so stick around to watch that one, or you can go there now if you want to. Here is the finished sculpting. I wanted to include it before I started painting just because. So I'm still ill, mostly because I'm recording the voiceover for this like a minute after I finished recording the other one. I'm just showing you that I'm using a white gesso to prime, like to give as a primer, because I like painting on a white base. I think it just, I don't know, it just helps the colours pop. I have my design close by while I start painting, and I actually started painting with the darker colour because it kind of felt like it would help outline all the parts I wanted to. And I did start with the mouth because it was relatively easy, and I just spread to different parts. And I know my brush is extremely messy, but I'm still in the habit of just using what I have in hand until I get so sick of using it that I use a different one. Here is the mummy wild dog. I paint that one off screen as a practice. I actually do that first, and then once I've had some practice I come back and do the smaller one and film it. So I'm just going in with a cream colour and just doing my best to blot in areas and not too worried about what it's gonna look like because I know I can come back and fix it later. Because of how thin some of the paint is, it does take a couple coats to make it opaque, and so I just included some of the footage of that. Now this is kind of caught up to a few weeks ago where I actually started painting again, and I wasn't happy with how light that light colour was, and ended up adding a bit more yellow, so it's got a bit of a gradient, which I like. I also painted its tongue pink and the inside of their ears because I thought they were so cute. This is just me showing you the mummy again, and now the dots. So there aren't actually dots on the African wild dog's head, but it was looking like a cheetah for a while, so I did end up going in with a few more dots and a few more odd shaped ones. That kind of helped give it a bit more variety, so it does stop looking like a cheetah soon. The dark brown I used felt too dark, so I actually used a lighter brown and tried to give some more variation, although it doesn't show up very well on camera, but it does feel, and it actually does look now like it changes it a bit, and I'm quite happy with how it looked. For the eyes, I just went very simple, my usual style, but actually added eye shines in this time. I'm starting to do that, and I think it does help bring them a bit more realistic to it. And I do some touch-ups. There are a lot of touch-ups as usual, but I don't film them because I feel like they would be way too boring. And I'm using my acrylic pouring medium to make them glossy. Before I use the gloss, I actually use a few coats of matte varnish, although for some reason it's still kind of shiny, but that's fine. The important part is that the eyes are really shiny. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I thought I'd just do some close-ups of them, and the link for the first part will be coming up soon. I just wanted to do some close-ups of the customs. I did change the mummy's face a bit because I didn't like how angry it was looking, and I was worried that I actually wouldn't be able to do as much detail around it as I thought I would. See you guys next time. Bye!